Vanessa didn't have an easy childhood.
You know, I was helping out a lot because my mom was gone. I had to, watch my brother and my sister all the time. And
Her mom left when she was 13, so she had a lot of responsibility early on, and she missed out on a lot of the mother-daughter bonding and advice.
I couldn't actually talk to her about things that I needed to talk to. I was growing up. I was, developing into me now, and it's just, she wasn't there, so I didn't know, and I didn't know a lot of stuff, what was going on.
She didn't know what a healthy relationship should be like, or what to look for in a boyfriend. So when she met a guy at 17, she thought she'd found the love and affection she needed.
It was just puppy love, I think, at first, and he made me feel good when we first got together. Beginning of the relationship, he was really sweet. He would be romantically involved in the relationship like I wanted to be. He made me feel good, though. I mean, it was just, it was one of those feelings, when we were together, I had butterflies in my stomach.
But those feelings didn't last, and neither did the relationship.
He started kind of being with the girl that he was with before, and that was the last time I saw.
And by that time, it wasn't just Vanessa he was leaving behind.
I wanted to be with him. Through all the rough times we had, maybe we could have worked through it, we could have been a family, he could have been a father to his daughter. But,
So, 18 years old, a high school dropout, Vanessa had to find a place to live, put food on the table, and raise a child.
No.
What are some of the difficulties teenage parents face?
My aunt, she got pregnant when she was 15, and I remember my dad telling me that story right around the time I was 14 or 15, and I guess I made that my goal, not to have sex when I was in high school, because I didn't want to have to deal with a child or being pregnant.
It's so hard to give that child the proper care it would need, especially since you're probably in school or you're gonna have to go get a job. You're not gonna have enough time to spend, and with the baby.
I have a cousin, and he impregnated a girl when he was 17, I believe, and seeing the hard times he had to go through, he had to put off college for a year so he can work and help support her and whatnot, get certain financial situations straightened out, and it kind of set him back in life.
If you know someone who had a baby young, you might have an idea of how difficult it is. But only teens who have experienced it truly know what the struggle is like.
They see the outside image, and that doesn't look so bad, and so then the risks just don't feel quite as heavy as if they'd seen some of the downsides of that. Teens need to see and hear the whole story.
And everything else, all my interests, all my activities, all my desires and dreams for myself, just from one day to the next, were just done with. And I had to all of a sudden, instantly become a mother. It's hard being 16, having no education, hoping that the guy that you're with is gonna stay with you. It's very hard growing up. I'm pretty much growing up with my child, and it's kind of difficult. It's very difficult, actually.
Difficult for a lot of reasons, but what Christine and her boyfriend really worried about was money.
He was making $6 an hour. He was making $6 an hour working construction, and I wasn't working. I had no GED, no high school diploma, pretty much no education. I just came out of the 9th grade. We lived paycheck to paycheck. It was struggling. Every week, it was like, well, what are we going to pay this week? Are we going to be able to pay for the rent? Are we going to be able to pay for diapers? And there is assistance, but it's not enough.
They didn't have enough. They couldn't support themselves. After several years, they split up, and Christine's son went to live with his father.
This is something that upsets me so much right now, because I don't even get to see him anymore.
Alone, uneducated, and unable to find a job, Christine had to move back in with her parents. Now she's going back to school for her GED.
I want to be productive. I want to be proud of myself. I want to have something. I want to have accomplishments. This is something that I haven't had in a while.
Staying in school when you have a child isn't easy. Charnette and Amy are determined to do just that, so they'll be able to support themselves and their children.
I knew that I was in for a lot more responsibilities than I already had. And now it's just hard because, like, I have to work and I have to go to school because I know I have to become somebody so that I could support him and myself.
I've always been determined to stay in school no matter what. But it's something that I wanted to do. I want to go to college and further on my education so I can, have a better life for my kids and myself, my family.
But what exactly does that involve? What is life really like when you're in high school with a baby?
He's top priority. My son, I'm always gonna be there for him.
I go to school, I go home for a little while, I spend time with him, then I come to work, and then I go home and spend time with him. And the day ends and I start again the next day. Basically, that's my day, my week.
I couldn't get no sleep. Every 2 hours, he was waking up. And I'm thinking I'm finna be asleep for a little minute. And saying her, I'm like, what is, I was like, every day I look at him, and I be like, I got a baby, I can't believe this is my baby.
So I worry too, how it's gonna be when she goes to sleep and, how she's gonna wake up crying, you know what I mean? Constantly worrying about her, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know, I hardly get any rest either.
It's more like a freedom thing with me now because I'm 17 and I want to do a whole bunch of things and I know I can't do everything that I would want to do, and on weekends, my weekend is when I don't work, just staying home with the baby because if it's too cold, I can't take him outside. Depending on how the weather is and depending on if he's sick or not, I can't take him outside. So I stay home and I'm just like...
Everywhere I go, I got to get everything ready, so we can go, and it's like there's places where we go and she's all crying, and I don't have warm water for her, so I got to go find a microwave, It's a lot of stuff, It's like being 18 with the baby,
I'm a teenager now, so I do want to go out. I do want to go to the movies and everything, and I see everybody else around me going on. I'm like, I wish I could do that, but I know I can't.
She and so many other teenagers have to put their own fun, their own plans on hold so they can take care of a baby. And even before the baby is born, the responsibility is huge. Teen mothers are much more likely to deliver babies with low birth weights, which can cause a number of problems down the road.
A lot of that had to do with actually entrance as far as starting prenatal care earlier. A lot of times they may not start prenatal care until maybe 7, 8 months down the line. And so we need, earlier they start because they get prenatal care early. Nutrition is really essential in that. And getting the care that they need, seeing how the baby develops already, getting their sonograms and just getting that early care prevents any problems later on.
Hey, funny.
Renee got prenatal care early on from a special program that matches up pregnant teens with a doula, someone who provides education and support during pregnancy, childbirth, and new motherhood.
The doula will teach the teen nutritional education, go through their pregnancy as far as how the baby is developing, adolescent development too, also how their bodies are developing during this period of time too, and also how the infant is to be taken care of after the baby is born.
If you have a doula, they're there to teach you that everything is going to be all right. They want your baby to be healthy, so they encourage you to go to all your visits, all your prenatal visits. They encourage you to go to the doctor to get checked out, make sure your baby's healthy. They encourage you to eat healthy. They just there to encourage you for the best and the best outcome of you and your baby.
Renee learned about nutrition, proper weight gain, prenatal vitamins, how to handle the pain of labor, and how to care for her new, healthy baby girl.
You're not cold, are you, girl?
She says the support she got made a huge difference in both their lives.
They stay right through you through postpartum. They come through home visits and everything, and it's great.
The more support that a mother has, the better their outcome is, their birth outcome is.
That's true of every mother, but for teens especially.
If they can't talk to a parent, then come and talk to a professional, a friend, or some mentor that they can really get some guidance and some directions how to go about it and not just feel like they're alone, because there are people out there that care about them.
Vanessa didn't have the support of her boyfriend or her family when she was pregnant. But there are programs all over the country that help young mothers like Vanessa.
Families First Transitional Housing Center is a program for young homeless mothers aged 17 to 26, having one child under age 1 who doesn't have a home and who has some problems with maybe family or boyfriend issues.
It seemed perfect for Vanessa.
You have to choose 1 or 3 tracks: a vocational skills track, a vocational track, a GED track, or a job track.
Vanessa is getting her GED and planning to take college classes.
I did a pre-test to get in, and they said that it would be good.
Okay.
She's getting her education. She has a safe place to live and food for her daughter. But it's a lot of work every day.
Hey, stop.
She's learning what it's like to be an adult, even though she's only 19.
I have changed into being a troublemaker and, you know, on the streets all the time to me get my GED.
To see a young lady come in with nothing and then perhaps leaving with a GED, vocational skills, or a job with benefits, it makes me feel real good about what we're doing here. It makes me feel very confident that she can go back out into society and live self-sufficiently and independently.
I'm trying to get my life together in order to take care of her and put her in a good place to live.
The aim of Vanessa's program and of anyone helping teen parents is the same.
Give them self-esteem in terms of making them feel better about themselves, empowering them, giving them the confidence that they need to get back out and say, yes, I've made a mistake, but that doesn't stop life.
What kind of support do teenage parents need?